Welcome to the big picture, where we help you see, think,
and
and
act
big.
big. I always get that wrong.
We're working on it, guys. But anyway, I'll tell you something, Dave. This episode is a very special episode.
Yes, because we have a lady sitting beside us.
Right. our very first guest of this podcast, and we're really honored to have our guest for today. Our guest for today, you'll learn more about her, but we specifically invited her because we think that you can really learn a lot from her, and she's a seasoned businesswoman, and she's a single mom. And there's a lot of challenges that she has to go through, but she's very successful. So we would like for our speaker for tonight, and her name, by the way, is Miss January Tan.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi, January.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, January.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing great today.
Yeah, that's great, and it's perfect because we specifically invited you here and to talk about your business, but not just that. We want to go deeper so that people can really see things differently, right, Dave?
Exactly. So
Right.
let's start.
Let's start.
What made us invite you here? Do you have any idea?
Okay, first of all, let me just say I'm very honored to be here.
Yes.
One of my passions is really empowering others financially. Because I'm a single mom and because I chose to resign from my job to really honor my God-given passions, my God-given desires, I also went through a difficult road. I know what it's like to be challenged both in your skills, in your talents, in the way that you relate to people, which in turn affects your bottom line and your profit. And just having gone through all of that, I have a heart for others who are also in the same boat.
So you're coaching like other businesses, right? Other business people.
Yes, I am.
That's good. That's good. And that's exactly why we'd like January to talk to you. But before that, can you backtrack a little bit and talk about how did you start your business, and also you can also mention like what are your businesses also.
Yeah,
All
yes,
right.
Amelia.
So right now I have 2 businesses and I'm launching a third one. So the first one is my hobby, my passion business. That's wedding planning. The second one is construction. So I'm into real estate development. And the third one right now, I'm in the process of launching an online education program. So to kind of just get what I've learned from these two and
Share.
share it with them. That's perfect. Yeah, share it with others. So how did I start? My story started very long time ago. Maybe not so long ago. Can you edit that out? I don't want to seem so.
Nah, it's
old.
okay. It's okay. We can be vulnerable here. How old are you, by the way? No, just kidding.
I'm 18. No, I'm in my early 30s. So I'm 34. 35
Okay, ish.
Okay.
Gotcha. So okay. Yeah. So how old are you when you were you started?
So when I started, I remember graduating from college and telling my dad, I really want to be in business. And my dad loved me. I'm a daddy's girl. And my dad was in business also. He was into construction at the time, road construction.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, because of the love that he had for me, he told me, find a good job. It's fine. He did not support my dream at all. He said, I know you want to be in business, but if you can find a good job where you will be in an air-conditioned room, where you will receive your pay every 15th and every 30th. I think he had been through that. He knew exactly what it took to succeed. And it wasn't so much that he didn't believe in me, but that he wanted to shield me from that. So
Okay.
I went to work.
Wow. Yeah. I'm just curious about that because a lot of the business. The kids that are coming from a business family, they normally gear their kids to their
My dad redeemed himself.
Okay,
Many
gotcha.
years later, he redeemed himself.
All right.
Okay.
So, and as it turns out, my dad's advice was also very good because, I'm taking a detour. Let me go back to where I was. I graduated computer engineering, so I went to work. I worked in a few really, really good companies. Lear is one of them.
Yes.
NEC is also one of them. And the third one, the last one was HP, Hewlett Packard.
Yeah.
So I worked as an SAP.
been a lot.
Yeah, I've been places. I've been places.
You started when you were 8.
I started when I was 8. So And in my last job, I worked as an SAP basis
Yeah.
specialist. So SAP is really it's top of the line.
Accounting system.
Yes, it's enterprise resource planning software, and it's top of the line. So this was something working with the SAP system was something that I had wanted to do way back when I was in college, way back when I was a fresh graduate. So in a sense, I actually got my dream job.
Yeah.
Oh.
And at the time, HP was it was
Yes,
a
quite
really
famous.
great. It was a great employer.
Yeah.
So among other things, we had the opportunity to work from home several days a week. We had free gym. We also had a car that would pick us up and bring us to the office and then bring us
Nice.
back. So,
That's nice.
so we had the perks. I had it all,
Yeah.
right? And I have the unique experience of actually getting my dream job, getting all the perks that I thought I wanted, and then just not being happy with it.
Oh, nice. So that's the reason why you
Yeah.
decided to
I
start.
felt like what I was doing was meaningless. Like I was not unique. I was not replaceable. Sorry,
Yeah.
irreplaceable.
Oh, that's a
I
really-
felt like a donkey, a monkey. I felt like a monkey doing a donkey.
But they were not doing anything wrong. to you,
No,
right?
nothing.
They're giving
They
you
were-
everything they
They were fabulous, and the people that I worked with,
Yeah.
they are still my friends up to now. If all I had was the heart of an employee, I would have been very happy
Yeah,
there.
you would have stayed.
Yes, I would have
So,
stuck there.
so would you say that the calling for being an entrepreneur just comes out of nowhere, or or are we born as an entrepreneur, or anyone could be an entrepreneur?
That's a good question.
That's a
But
very
in
good
your
question.
case,
Yeah, in your case, yeah. What
In
happened?
my case, I was born an entrepreneur. I remember being 10 years old, not 8, but 10
Okay.
years old. And I remember selling, do you know Itbulaga?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, those small, okay, I think we're betraying our age. Let's go for broke, guys. So those small packets with corn in it.
Nice.
And I remember selling that when I was 10 years old. And even back then, I had a very innate sense of profit. Because at the end of the day, I would calculate I would
Wow.
calculate my sales, I would calculate my profit, and then I would eat the worth of my profit. So my mom was my first investor, and she never got any profit, never got any. But to my credit, she never lost any money either. Because I was very clear on
You're
that. So
eating the profit.
only my profit, yes.
That's
Even
good.
back then, I had self-discipline.
I actually have a similar story when I was a kid. I had there was a thesis or projects going on in school. I just sold them, sold it to my classmates because they're so lazy to do it.
So you were selling theses?
I did something like that. And if our teachers are listening now, I would be, I don't know,
You have your
reprimanded
diploma.
by that.
You have your diploma.
Yeah,
You
I got-
graduated. You're safe.
I'm
Okay.
safe.
cool.
So how did you from you at Packard to your business, which is wedding planning? How did it went about?
So by the time I was in HP, I was already a single mom. Okay. So this was not going to be an easy step for me. The very first thing that I did was I prayed about it.
Yeah.
So I began praying in November, and then in January, our church had its annual prayer and fasting, which I joined the prayer part, the
Yeah.
fasting not so much. And I began to get a really clear sense of, this is really the right step.
Yeah.
Something else that also helped me was I took a step back and I took a look at the bigger picture, and
Oh, that's nice.
and I looked at the and I looked at the top boss, the top boss, and I said, if I put in 10 years work in this company and I become the top boss and I have everything that he has now, the car, the house, am I going to be happy? The answer was very clear, no. So I knew there was already that steady in their voice.
Yes.
He was telling me, you know what, Jan, expect great things from God, and I have great things for God. That was in January. So back then I already knew I had my answer, but I was scared. I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Come May, I had a small argument with an employee, a teammate of mine, which was blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was the last straw on the camel's back.
Right.
And I thought, I don't want to deal with this.
Yes.
And I think it just revealed my heart to me, because it was really just a very small thing. And if I wanted to be there, I could
can-
easily gloss
yeah.
over it.
That's
Yeah, but To me, it was I wasn't eating well, I wasn't sleeping
It's
well.
affecting you.
It was affecting me,
Yeah.
and I was very depressed. I spoke on the phone to my dad again. I told my dad, Dad. My mom was very, she was trying her best to be encouraging. She said, just one more year, try one more year in the
Yeah.
company. And I said to my mom, I remember saying to my mom, Mom, if I stay in the company for one more year, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And it was, I was at my lowest point. So I spoke to my dad, and I think my dad must have seen himself in me,
Yes.
because my dad now said to me,
Yeah.
you know what? Follow your heart.
So this is the
Follow your passion. This is when he redeemed himself.
Okay,
Because at
gotcha.
that point, everyone thought I was crazy for
Right.
leaving my job.
Right.
They all thought I was crazy for leaving my job, and it was only my dad who had my back at that time.
Yeah, right. So January, you mentioned that your dad said follow your heart, but
Yes.
how did it connect? Because your first business is wedding planning, and what you're doing is more technical in nature. So how did you went to that point?
That's a good question, Joseph. And I think it relates back to when I said that when my dad actually encouraged me to go into a company and get a job first, I think that those years working with other professionals was very valuable experience, because when I left the company and I started my own thing,
Yes.
I was able to hit the ground running. I think that's one of the things that set me apart from the others who were also starting their own thing. I had this insider information into their psyche, their personality, what their pain points
Are you talking about like managing your employees, or
Just
more than that?
More than that, I'm talking about knowing who my clients are.
Oh,
Gotcha.
that's interesting.
Because I was one of them, so I knew exactly
What they need.
what they need, what their pain points are, what their buttons were,
Right.
And I think it was also what drew them to me, because they innately knew that I understood them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
When I resigned from my company, so I went back home to Cebu, and Cebu then was not the metropolis that it is now.
Right.
This was a few years back. When I actually started, I tried a few things at the time. I just knew that I wanted to do my own thing.
Right.
I knew that I wanted freedom. I wanted to be able to spend time with my son.
Yes.
Because back then, this was something that needs to be mentioned. Back then, when I was working in Manila and my son
It's here in
was here
Cebu.
in Cebu, because
Yeah,
we
was here.
couldn't find a good yaya. I had flown in a yaya. She was there for 30 days. On her 30th day, she received her sweldo. She went out. She didn't come back. I later found out that she eloped. She made Tana. She eloped with a guy that she had just met there.
Oh my
For 30 days. She was 16, 17. I felt so responsible for her. But so that didn't work out. My mom had to come and get my son. And I was seeing him for around 3 days every 6 weeks. And it was torture. He was,
Yeah.
I think he was 3 years old at the time.
It's also one of the. What would you say? It's also one of the factors that factored into your decision.
I would say it was the second biggest factor.
Okay, gotcha.
It was trumped only by this inner.
So there's like this
Sense.
desire, there's this
Yes.
sense that I can be my own thing,
Yes.
right? I can build my own business or brand, and then the second part is like I can spend more time with my kids.
Yes. So that
Gotcha.
was, and the drive of most people back then was really to leave the country. But
Even now.
That's right.
That's why we are even doing this, right?
Yeah,
We're trying to
yeah.
help people,
So-
reconsider.
I posed this question to myself. I believe that what we can achieve in our life is determined by the size of our questions. And my
Wow.
question back then was,
That's
my question back then was, how do I make the same amount of money that the OFWs are making, but I do it here?
Yeah.
So that was it.
That's a good question.
That was the defining question, and I approached it from a scientific point of view, meaning to say, okay, here's my question. Let me try a few things, right?
Figure it out.
So the first thing that I did was I entered the insurance industry.
Yes.
Because I figured, it's numbers, it's math, it's people oriented.
Right.
I have a wonderful insurance agent.
Yes.
He handled my grandfather, my father, and now he's handling me as well.
Yes.
So he took me under his wing.
Right.
He mentored me,
Yes.
and I learned a lot from all of their trainings. When I was there, I actually got a few sales awards also. So so I did good there, but I wasn't happy. I felt like it went back to the first, that drive for significance. I felt like this isn't my own thing. I put in a lot of hours here, a lot of effort, a lot of time, but I'm just gonna be building the company's name.
Yeah.
Not really
So
mine.
it's more like you transition from an employee to a self-employed.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Because you're by the end of the day you're
You're still working for someone.
working for
Still,
someone.
exactly.
But you own your time. That's the definition of self-employment. So.
But I think overall it was okay because it allowed me to learn certain sales and marketing.
Oh yeah,
techniques.
exactly. I know that you get mentors from there.
Yeah.
And they really push you to
Yeah.
make your sales and
And then from the insurance industry, I tried. My friends recruited me, so I tried the health and wellness industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Was it
I-
an MLM?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was, and
We all know about that.
no, I think I was okay. I think the products were really good. I
Okay.
still use them up to now, but again, it just wasn't hitting my desire. It wasn't fulfilling my desire
Right.
for significance.
All right.
That's right.
Okay.
So
So-
that's I see a common theme here.
Yes.
You have this. You're striving for significance. And
Yes.
that's like your roadmap, or I
So
don't know,
at
your
first I
compass.
thought exactly.
Because
It was my
because
compass.
I've noticed that you've been through a lot, and I'm even wondering what made you decide to come up with this. But it seems like you're just trying everything.
Exactly, and that's something that I would encourage everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of people get fixated on the idea of, okay, I want to start my own business, what's the right one?
Yeah.
And then they go through like 10 months where
Yeah.
they're just paralyzed.
Over analyzing. So
Yes,
Analysis paralysis.
right,
Yeah,
paralysis.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah. And actually, there's this thought that it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Yes, and see
Yes.
which one sticks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So try as many as you can. Find your, and I believe that you don't just you realize what your passion is. You actually figure it out as you keep on trying,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
trying,
yes.
failing forward.
Action breeds insight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Sipping Coffee has this idea of let's call the true north. Your
Yes.
true north. So your
Yes.
true north is your sense of significance.
But back
Just
then,
like-
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So I discovered my inner drive for significance through trying all of these things and finding out, okay, this isn't making me happy. It's not.
How long do you take? Like how long did take you to move from one thing to another? Like for the insurance industry, did you take like a year or
So for me, it
more?
was very different. I think most people they go from one failure to another. For me, it was going from one success to another. So I stayed in the insurance industry. I got an award where I think it was highest sales for that month.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is an award. It's not making me happy. Okay, all right, let
but
me try
it's
something
earning
else.
you money, right?
It's making money. Yes, it was making money, but it's not making me happy. I wanted both.
All right.
Not just
That's-
one, not just the other. Because
That's really
because
good.
again, if all I wanted was to make money, I could have just stayed in my job. It was a good paying job. It was good. Okay, so then I tried the health and wellness, and I also was able to hit my levels, hit my sales, and I was like, okay, still not making me happy. So I was going from one success to another, feeling empty inside, and just not being willing to settle for
Oh yeah.
anything less.
Steve Jobs said that.
Did
Never
he?
s-
Yeah.
Never settle.
Back then I hadn't read Steve Jobs, but it was just that. I think that's what all entrepreneurs have.
Yeah.
Just this sense, this drive, like, this is what I want, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna die trying to get what I
Right.
want.
Exactly. Yeah. So after health and wellness, what did you do next?
The funny thing was, I had already been doing wedding planning at that time.
So
I
are you
was doing
saying
it
this
as
is
a
this wedding planning? I
This
think-
happens all throughout. Like even when it started.
But I started back in college.
Oh, interesting.
Back in college, but
But
so they
are-
got me as an.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
So they got me as first they got me as an MC. I started with friends.
All right.
Okay, and then a few people. But at the time, I was doing maybe one every 2 months, one every 3 months.
Yeah.
Wedding planning, the whole wedding industry, it wasn't that
that
big
boom.
back
Boom.
then.
Yeah.
Back then, you really had to sell people on the idea of getting a wedding planner.
Because they were doing their own.
They were doing their own thing, or they could have their auntie or anyone else do it. So I said, you know what? I sat down and I said, okay, what do I really want to do? And I said, maybe I want to do this. I want to be a wedding planner.
Yeah.
So I just focused. I kind of followed the money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just okay. So I was making money here, not happy. Making money here, not happy. Making money doing weddings.
Yeah.
And at the end of each wedding, they would say, you know, we want to thank January Tan for
Yeah.
being our wedding planner.
And that
And
gave you
Feel
a
so much significance.
Yes, I felt like,
That's
oh my
cool.
goodness, I am doing something that no one else could have done for them.
Yeah.
Because each wedding is different. Each wedding is different. Each wedding, you know, each wedding had its own unique set of problems. Each bride, each groom had their own unique personalities. So it was not something that you could just approach from a
it's
cookie
a
cutter
monotonous kind of action, right?
Yes.
You have to adapt to each
Yes.
situation, to each couple.
So then I realized, okay, wedding planning is making me happy, but it's not making me money.
Exactly.
It's not
Very
making me
good.
money because
That's a
the
good
industry
point.
wasn't full blown at the time.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Because now they're like paying a
Now
lot,
it's easy.
right?
Yeah, now it's easy. The barrier to entry is low now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys, I paved the way for you. but back then it was a struggle. It was a
Yeah.
battle. So and here now is the beauty of being a system administrator, of the discipline of computer engineering and really learning to look at the system and see what makes it work, what are the chokeholds, what are its strengths, what are its weaknesses. I took that and I applied it to the wedding planning business. And I decided the first thing that I would say was that was a very big thing for me was really to decide to cater to a very specific niche at the time.
Which was?
OFWs.
Wow.
By this time, I had figured out what I wanted to do, what lit me up from the inside, right?
Yeah.
So now I had to figure out who I wanted to do it for.
Right.
And I realized I wanted to do it for OFWs because it hit a lot of, it just hit a lot of things on my checklist. Number one, they were based outside, so they would not request me, frequent meetings with me, which was important because I was raising my son.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, number two, they obviously had a budget. And number three, most important of all, they had a need.
Right.
Because they were based outside, they needed someone who had my savvy and
Yeah,
who
yeah,
could also
exactly.
reach out, who could
Yeah.
work for them. There was a very
The footwork.
who would do the footwork for them, someone they could trust, right?
Yes.
Someone who they could trust in terms of character, but also in terms of competence. That was very
Yes.
important.
That's good. So, what are the successes that was brought about because of these decisions?
From sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, but so I started doing maybe one or two weddings every month, and then at the peak, I was doing 17 weddings in 1 month.
Really?
That's crazy.
I tried doing 3 weddings in a day, but never again. With the approval of all of the brides, but never again. Okay, I've done back-to-back weddings. I've done weddings in obviously Cebu, Bohol, Intramuros, Tagaytay,
Wow.
Leyte, Dumaguete, Iloilo,
Yeah.
all of these beautiful
But you have a
places.
team with you, right?
I have a team of,
Okay.
yes, I have a team of
Which we
people.
could delve in maybe later on the next
Yeah.
episode
Next
because
episode.
it's more
I-
focused on the business.
I was awarded top wedding planner.
Yeah, I've seen that in a blog.
Yeah, it's a
Top 10 blog.
So, but again, the award this time it made me happy.
Ah.
It made me happy compared to the other awards. So I knew I was on the right track, and I kind of had to fine tune it. It wasn't really making as much money as I had hoped at the start, but I just kept at it, kept going, and it just bloomed.
Yeah. So, if there's like maybe a couple of lessons that you just want our listeners to zoom in, what would it be that you can take away from these experiences?
Okay. First lesson, you fight for your passion. If you know that's what you're good at, if you know that's what you want to do, fight for it. You may not even be good at it at the start,
Yes.
but there's going to be a learning curve. Be gentle on yourself and keep fighting to do it. Number two, the passion, it lights the fire within you, but it's not going to be enough. You need to be very smart about it. You need to develop a system around
Yes.
it also. So, and the third thing, you have to give yourself time. I see a lot of people, they say, okay, I want to start a business. 6 months later, they're depressed because their business
Didn't work.
didn't work. I will
Or
pass,
it didn't go as fast as they want to.
yes. So I will now pass on to you, to your listeners, the advice that was given to me when I was starting as well, which is that your business, expect your business to really make money right about this 2-year mark. So it takes 2 years. It does, and it really does. I've seen it happen over and over again, and even in myself. So while you're fighting for your business, be open to other opportunities that will be making you money also at the time.
Yes, that's a really good advice. And January, I feel like there's so much content that we can give, but maybe we can just zoom into this particular part of your life. But Dave, do you like anything you'd like to share to our
Yeah,
listeners?
so
that you
after listening to January's story, I realized that it's about actually just having that inner compass within us, and that let it be what you call passion or just finding the significance. And I love how she was able to relate that in a way that it's okay to fail. It's okay to make many bad decisions in life, and all of them. And I've read this just recently. It's all the past is actually. It's what molds us to the present. So
the past is a resource.
Yeah, no matter where you are in life, and it might be you're failing right now, or you just realize or just discover this content about finding your passion. It's okay, because all of those past decisions made you start this now, or made you realize this content now, and that's what all matters. And it's not a race; it's our own individual journey to becoming successful. And so that's a really good point.
That's a great point.
Yeah, so on my end, I can totally relate to what you said, because right now I'm on transition and I'm building my own thing, and I have
Go, Joseph.
and so I have so much affiliation
Going on in your mind as well.
that went through your head, and that a lot of the things that you discussed actually crossed my mind. But one thing I probably realized that maybe in the future episode we'll talk about systems thinking, because a lot of people, you're right, it's one thing to say, like, be passionate about something and go for it, but it's another thing to like kind of strategize and systematize, because by the end of the day it's about systems, and if you want to be successful you have to create systems out of your business. And so maybe that's a good future topic.
Let's
And
move on to our next section.
next section would be the lightning round. So this is really quick, just to get to know you more. First, let's start with the easy one. What's your favorite book?
Good to Great
Why?
by Jim Collins.
Oh, interesting.
Why? Very quickly. Why?
Because he says the enemy of good isn't bad, or the enemy of great isn't bad, the enemy of great is good.
Yeah. What makes you wake up in the morning?
My faith in God.
Why? How? Expound.
Every morning I wake up, I put on my jacket, I drive my motorcycle to the Baywalk as a SRP, I bring my Bible with me, and and I just pray. And it's like each new sunrise, I try to catch sunrise, so each new sunrise is like a new love letter.
New beginning.
That's
New
good.
beginning to me, yes.
We can also talk about spiritual, deep spiritual, because spirituality is very, very important for your success. I think it's
Yes.
everything else is just
It's your anchor.
Yes, it's anchor. Next is who inspires you?
Steve Jobs.
Oh, really?
I was actually going to say Winston Churchill, but most people might not be able to relate to that. So after Winston Churchill, Steve Jobs.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have a lot of OFW listeners and people who are actually, working on a job and they want to start their own business. What advice would you give them?
The same thing I said a while ago, fight for your passion, be systematic about it, and 3, be patient. Be very, very patient with yourself.
That's really good. Really good.
Really good advice. And lastly, where can people find you?
So people can find me at my website, that's www.passionpreneur.co.
Right. So, just for you guys, we'll be bringing January back, maybe in a month or two, and talk about that specific project, because I'm excited about Passionpreneur, the project, and you can definitely learn a lot from January when we get her back. So I'm sure you're enjoying this episode, Dave.
So I think this is a wrap, right?
It's a wrap.
Yeah. congratulations for being our first guest, by the way.
Yay, thank you for having
Right.
me.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that we got her.
Yes.
We learned a lot.
I am so happy that you're our first guest. It sets
I'm
the bar
happy to
really
be
high
here.
now.
And it actually meets the criteria of what we're
We're
doing.
about.
We're
Yeah.
trying to help people. Just we're not the
That's
big
amazing.
gurus or the big people right now. We're actually in the way transitioning as well and building a business, and we're looking forward to people who are not that big, not unreachable guys like Bo Sanchez and all the famous people. We're going on with the people who are actually doing it step by step. And
Yes.
makes it a lot more realistic for people.
It's
and
it's easy to relate to.
relatable, yeah, so-
And people can reach easily, as easily.
Yes.
Because when you go a certain portion what's that, a certain level
of success.
of
right?
success, you become a little bit
little
unreachable.
more limited. So I'm glad that we're actually getting that kind of content for
Yes,
for our-
and this is exactly why we're doing this, and what your story definitely is like there in the heartbeat of thinking.
seeing the big picture.
Seeing the big picture. sorry.
She haven't mentioned that in the interview.
Yeah.
I love it. So I really enjoy this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. By the way, we're in a beautiful set here in San Remo,
Yeah.
and I hope you can come and visit, as if it's our place. But nevertheless, this episode is brought to you by
Podcast engineers.
your company,
Yeah, my company. And
Podcast Engineers, and myself and Dave.
Yeah.
So guys, see you next week on the big picture. Dave, any last word?
just keep on doing what you love to do. Keep on the passion.
All right. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.